In the shadowed streets of 1840s, Edinburgh, where the castle loomed over the city like a silent judge, the air carried the scent of coal smoke and damp stone. Cobblestone alleys twisted through the old town, their gas lamps flickering against the fog, the sound of carriage wheels a distant hum beneath the wind's mournful wail. Among the city's hidden lives was Agnes MacLean, an 18-year-old with raven hair tied in a loose bun, and eyes that held a flicker of hope despite her worn hands. She had come to Edinburgh from a Highland croft, her family displaced by the clearances, their home burned to make way for sheep. Orphaned and alone, Agnes found work as a housemaid in the grand mansion of Lord Archibald Fraser, a man of wealth and cold demeanour, his estate perched on the city's edge, its turrets piercing the misty sky like the teeth of a predator. The mansion's interior was a labyrinth of polished wood and heavy drapes, its halls echoing with the footsteps of the wealthy, its air thick with the scent of wax and secrets. Agnes was assigned to scrub floors and tend fires, her days long, her nights spent in a cramped attic room with a straw mattress and a single window overlooking the dark gardens. Lord Fraser, a man in his 50s with a gaunt face and eyes that glinted with malice, took notice of her on her second day, his voice smooth as he complimented her work, his hand brushing her arm as he passed. She felt a chill, her instincts warning her of danger, but she needed the shillings, her family's memory a chain that bound her to this place. The other servants, a tight-lipped cook and a silent footman, offered no warmth, their glances cold as they whispered of Fraser's past, his reputation for cruelty, a shadow that hung over the house. The first assault came on a rainy night, the mansion's windows rattling with the storm's fury. Fraser summoned Agnes to his study, the fire casting shadows on the walls, his voice low as he demanded her presence. When she hesitated, her hands trembling, his anger flared, his grip bruising her wrist as he pulled her close, his breath hot against her neck. His coercion was swift, his strength overpowering, her cries muffled by the storm as he left her crumpled on the rug, her dress torn, her spirit fractured. She stumbled to her attic, her body aching, her mind racing with shame and fear, her hope a fragile thread in the darkness. Days later, the signs of her pregnancy came, a nausea that gripped her at dawn, a heaviness that slowed her steps, and Fraser's demeanor turned colder, his eyes narrowing as he ordered the household to punish her. The servants obeyed, their loyalty to Fraser outweighing their pity. The cook withheld her meals, her daily bread replaced with crumbs, her water a trickle in a cracked mug, her stomach a hollow ache that gnawed at her strength. The footman struck her with a broom handle when she faltered, his blows leaving welts on her back, her arms bruised from his grip, her raven hair tangled with sweat and dirt. The household's silence was a wall, their whispers a chorus of disdain as they called her a fallen girl, their hands pushing her aside as she scrubbed, her body weakening with each passing week. Agnes hid her shame beneath her apron, her hands shaking as she worked, her mind clinging to memories of the Highlands, a faint light in the gloom of her attic prison. Months passed, and Agnes's body withered under the mansion's cruelty, her frame skeletal, her skin pale as parchment, her hair falling out in clumps. The cold seeped into her bones, the straw mattress offering no warmth, the rats a constant menace as they scurried across her feet in the night. She scratched her name into the attic floor with a broken pin, her fingers bleeding, her mark a silent defiance against the mansion's attempt to erase her. The pregnancy weighed on her, her belly a silent witness to her torment, her strength fading with each withheld meal. One evening, as a blizzard howled outside, Fraser's rage reached its peak. his cane striking her ribs, her breath a shallow rasp as she collapsed, her body too weak to rise. The servants watched, their faces cold, their whispers a chorus as they turned away, her suffering a mirror to their own complicity. By dawn, Agnes's strength had faded, her body still, her eyes fixed on the attic window, the blizzard's fury a mirror to her own. The cook found her at first light, her frame a husk, her name scratched into the floor, the only proof she'd ever been there. Fraser ordered her buried in an unmarked grave in the garden, her story swallowed by the mansion's shadows, her family's memory lost to the highlands. Yet whispers of her suffering lingered, the servants speaking of a girl's shadow seen in the attic, her silhouette flickering on stormy nights, her eyes hollow with grief. The mansion grew colder, Fraser's sleep haunted by a chill he couldn't shake, as if Agnes's spirit lingered, a silent witness to his cruelty. In the 1840s, Edinburgh, a housemaid like Agnes, was a shadow, her life a pawn in the games of the wealthy, her suffering a haunting echo in the stone.